Hello, I'm Nick Arganbright, and in this week's episode of Opposing Roles. Season 2, Episode 8, Mystic Liver. Ludo goes for a swim as Magmus searches for insight on the murder weapon, as all signs continue to point towards Cade. Everyone have dice, extra paper, pencils, their character sheets? All right, let's begin.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes.
Let's roll for initiative.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
This season, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons by Wizards of the Coast. Our players this season are...
Isaiah Shelwitz,
Jessica Gibson,
Laura Spires.
I'm Will Scarborough. I am the DM.
and this is Opposing Roles.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
This is Opposing Roles. Season 2, Episode 8, Mystic Liver. This is an almost actual play podcast with every season featuring a different RPG game system, sometimes reoccurring, other times brand new. Don't have anything to point out table talk-wise, a section where we discuss inside references or jokes at the table. If you feel we should have said something, please let us know at goodbadgeeky@gmail.com. Support Opposing Roles on Patreon at patreon.com/D4K Studios. Right from day one, $5 gives you early access to all of our podcasts, such as Opposing Roles, The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky, and the magically unauthorized misadventures of Rocky and Boinkle and Friends, plus unreleased audio tracks, archived audio, and more, such as original UTMT Patreon content, archived comics for UTMT, Dribble for Kids, and Tales of the 8th Grade Nothing, including brand new exclusive comics and other projects premiering for our patrons first, and more. For as much content as you have access to, you can cancel at any time after that first payment, and you can come back anytime. Become a patron for just $5 a month and support us by heading over to patreon.com/D4K Studios. Okay, can I turn into a giant frog?
Yeah.
A frog?
Dude, giant frogs are the shit.
Not even one of the large fish.
Well, I wanted to turn into a dolphin because those are badass motherfuckers too. And that's why I was like, is there salt in them in their water?
A large frog.
you turned into a pink dolphin. Those are freshwater.
If I did. Well, I don't know if those stats are in the system, I'm sure. But, all right, I'm going to turn into a giant frog.
Wow.
Fly or fly?
They fly.
You see Ludo turn into a giant frog and just soar through the air.
I think we need to let Nick figure out his giant frog situation on his own. The last of the animals I would have picked, but I support you, Nick.
This is the giant frog.
The last one I would have picked would have been giant tadpole.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
guys,
that's just me.
I could go as a giant badger, which would serve no purpose in the water. So,
Do you have like limited animals you can turn into? Is that what's happening?
well, small. Well, usually I think the giant frog is like one of the few rare because like from looking what was on here. Long story short, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
All right, so I turn into the big frog and I do a real big ribbit, and then I ribbit, and then I do a standing leap into the water. And
Wait, you're a frog? You can stand?
Well, it says standing leap. The frog's long jump is up to 20 feet, and his high jump is up to 10 feet with or without a running start.
That is legitimately terrifying.
And
As a mental image, that is terrifying.
So I was going to do that, and then when I get into the water, I'm going to see if I can see anything worth a damn that's in the water, because you can't smell water, but I can see water and see stuff through the water.
Yeah.
Frog do his
So yeah,
thing.
you ribbit Kermit into the water. Rainbow Connection starts blasting, but you kind of take the time to sort of, I don't know how frogs really swim, but kind of swim through the water weirdly. Make me a quick investigation check, because I assume you're like looking around trying to find some sign of something.
Yeah. All right. So roll a 20. 11, and then because that's through intelligence, right? Yeah, so it's 13.
Okay. So you swim around kind of scanning the water with your frog eyes, and after a time, it takes a little bit. It takes a couple minutes of like deep combing of the mud and the muck at the bottom of the lake. You notice a lump in the mud that's like partially sticking out, and it jumps out to you just because of the odd color in the mud. And as you approach closer, you see it is a human liver. That was dramatic.
That was weird.
So good.
What the fuck?
Okay, so wait, it's
Well done.
a human being's liver, like that in the
Yeah.
body, that's no longer in the body.
Yeah.
Bring that shit out.
If you want to make a medicine, you can make me a medicine check really quick.
Okay, that would be under wisdom. I rolled a 15 plus 2 is 17.
This liver that's in there probably hasn't been there long. Otherwise, there would have been the effects of sitting in water for a while.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take. Is there anything else I can see outside or around the liver, I should say?
No, it's just a random liver in the mud.
All right, I'm going to weirdly pick it up. You know what? This is how
Do
I
it.
roll because I'm disgusting. I'm going to put it in my mouth
Thank you.
and I'm going to swim back to mainland, and I'm just going to plop, 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 plop. And right before I start morphing back into my normal form, I'm going to and spit out the human liver.
Oh, that's
Cade's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you have to put that in your mouth, man. Bleh.
What does this mean?
I don't know. There was a weird liver here at the bottom of the lake, and it looked like it was freshly put there.
Did anyone notice if the dead body was missing a liver?
I'm not a doctor.
We hadn't really had time to do an autopsy.
That's my fault.
I'm just a blood slut.
Yeah, you can transform into an ant and crawl in.
You could probably just check for
Why
big
doesn't
gaping
Ant-Man
wounds.
just shrink down and jump into Thanos' butthole?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we should go back and check to see if this is the victim's liver. And then we should probably make
It's like a puzzle piece. Just like-
yeah. I think we
That
should
was
make
like
sure everyone in town has a liver. That's my
Magmus is right.
First
we
thing
don't know
I
what else to do, so we might as well do that.
So not only do I have to do the 20 today, I also have to count everybody's livers.
Yep.
Yeah. So on the way back, I
justice.
check the guard and I check Cade, make sure they have their liver.
And I'm gonna pick up the liver and put it in my bag. Or
Well, just
Liver.
you
Write it
can't
down on your
put
character
down a
sheet.
liver, so
yeah, I have a human liver. I am writing it down.
Is it a liver
Them's
plus one?
goodies.
Oh,
You now
this
have
is
a liver of lightning resistance. No.
So this is a weird question. Can we tell if there's anything inside the liver? Like it feels weird or anything like that before we put it in the bag?
I would say going off the medicine check that you would have made, that you had made in the water, The liver, aside from not being inside a human, appears fine.
Okay.
Like, there's not like crazy damage to it. It doesn't look like anything's been tampered with aside from simply taking it out.
Super weird, guys. Anyway. All right. Cool.
Grody. So you all go back to the village once Cade finishes retching, and you return to the house. The guard's like, okay, I'm gonna go make sure everyone has livers, I guess.
Good call.
I feel like
Wise
we've
decision.
noticed, but I'll check. And the guard just walks away, and Cade's like, am I like free to go yet?
Cade, we are solving this together.
Okay.
This is for justice.
Okay,
Um,
so we're at the dead body?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'd go back to the house. The dead body is in fact still there. There's a few more flies than before.
All right, so can I check the dead body? I would like to check the dead body for a liver.
Yeah. Give me a
Liver
medicine check.
Oh, what?
Give me a liver check. Give me a medicine check. That'll be
Medicine check,
D20 plus
Intelligence.
medicine.
Or
Yeah.
medicine if you have. Or sorry. Medicine
wisdom, I
wisdom.
believe.
I apologize.
Oh, wait, now I lost which one I'm looking at. Oh, it's a plus. Okay, I got 16.
Okay.
Nice.
So you lift up the very bloody shirt that Purnell was wearing when he died and examine kind of the front and back of the torso where the liver is supposed to be. Aside from being covered in his blood, the skin does not appear broken.
So the body's only wound is his neck, is stabbed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all that you notice is there is there's a kind of tattoo near where on his abdomen.
Oh, what's it look like?
It looks like a very intricate sigil.
All right, should we do some checks then to figure out what it is?
Yeah, if you want, you can make an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Someone else has better Arcana than I do, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would say you can all make one for the sake of this.
Plus
I
one.
got-
20.
Nice.
Oh, I got 19. Good job, Vin Diesel.
What did I
Okay.
get? 11. I got a 14.
I got 12.
I like how everyone was like just one step up from the other in like nice pairs. I'd say as a whole, all of you can recognize that this is like not actually like a magic symbol, but kind of has roots in magic. Those of you who got above a 15, you can tell that this is sort of a symbol of protection that is tattooed on this man's abdomen.
Didn't work.
Cade, do you know what this symbol is?
But yeah, that's just a protection tattoo. We all have one. He like lifts up his shirt and there's like one there.
What does it protect you from?
I mean, it's just supposed to be like health and blessings on the village. Ever since the mayor got elected, we all got one. He came in and thought we all like when he got elected, he thought we all needed protection. We were coming off of like a small famine. It was supposed to kind of be like a way to hopefully please the gods and make sure we all got food in our bellies.
Weird.
Yeah, that's super weird.
They just
Is
built
it?
a statue.
Well, it's just more. It's more weird that like that sign or that insignia is right where around the area where the liver would be, and guess what's not there? And well, that we can tell, right? The liver is. We found a liver, and the insignia is in that section of the person's body, and someone died. It's kind of weird. And there was a scent from here that led to the lake, which led me to the liver.
When did the mayor get here?
I mean, the mayor was he's been here since he was a child, from what I gathered. Obviously, he's older than I am. He was elected, I think, about maybe 15 years ago. I was like a little kid. I barely remember it.
And this is the first time you remember anyone dying.
I mean, at least this way. I mean, when my grandma died about 2 years ago, Purnell's wife died, I think, a few years back. But I mean, no one like has been murdered or anything like that. It's usually like somebody accidentally drowns or gets sick or is just old. I think there was a guy about 5 years ago who like killed himself, but that was just,
Yeah, living in a fishing village. It's depressing.
Typical fishing village.
I'd be lying if I hadn't thought about taking some lithium. Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what lithium is?
Wow. All right. Does anyone have any ideas for investigating this liver?
Oh, is there like a medicine man in?
Anyone?
Yeah, do we have any way if we wanted to test to see if the liver had like toxins or poisons or anything like that in it?
I mean, the shopkeeper Stephen, he does a little bit of medicine stuff, but I don't know if he's like an actual like doctor or anything like that. But he could probably look at it. We don't really trade in poisons or anything here.
Steve.
I feel like maybe we should go talk to Steven. We need another opinion of the strange going on in this village.
Yeah, this is super bizarre, yo.
All right, let's go talk to him.
Yeah. So
We are a
Cade leads
super
you over.
efficient adventuring party. We literally entered this village this morning.
By the end of this one shot, you will have spoken to every single villager. What do you mean you're just a toddler?
We want a different voice for every one of them.
Please don't do that to me. No, you get to. So yeah, Cade leads you to Steven's shop, and he's just kind of sitting behind a counter. Everything that's there, it's like very bare essentials, like some blankets, there's clothes, there's some canned goods and stuff like that. But it's definitely not like welcome to Macy's. It's like the equivalent. It's just like a small general store to supply people in the village and the very occasional passerby. But yeah, standing behind the counter is this kind of gruff-looking dwarven man. He's like, Cade, what are you doing here?
We feel like something strange is going on in this village. You tell us?
Oh, because of Purnell getting...
Yes. And
Yeah, that's weird.
tattoo around his liver.
Oh yeah, this one lifts up his shirt. He has one too.
Fine dwarvish liver you have there.
You can see my liver?
Of course, I'm hot.
We heard you know about medicine a little bit.
I mean, I sell some medicine. I occasionally patch up a person or two if they get like a hook stuck in their thumb or something like that. I mean, I could take a look at it.
All right, I'm going to pull the liver out of my bag and plop it on the counter.
Cade immediately retches again. He's like, oh god, why do we keep doing this?
This kid, you guys. All right, Steve, do you have any way of testing for poison?
Not really. I mean, it looks healthy. I'm mostly going off fish livers I've seen, but and the occasional like wolf liver, but like I don't see anything wrong with it. Doesn't look diseased, doesn't look atrophied or anything like that.
Can you tell how old the liver is?
I mean, it looks like an adult liver, probably not a kid.
Can you tell how long it's been out of the body?
I can actually. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's been maybe a few hours. There doesn't appear to be any noticeable decay or anything like that. It doesn't look like anything's been gnawing on it. Seems fairly recent, fairly clean. Probably couldn't stitch it back into somebody, but
Yeah, they'd be dead.
yeah, well.
Without it, you'd be dead.
All right, I'm going to
How do you know?
pick the liver back up and put it back in my bag and continue to carry it with me.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
Thanks, Magnus Scorches.
You're welcome.
No.
I mean, it's not holding it in your mouth or anything like that when you're a giant frog, but that's okay. You do you.
Why don't we go look for the guard and see if he counted all the people in livers in the village? It was only 20, so he should be done by now.
19 now, right?
Lord, knocking down those options. I love it.
Yeah, give me a never mind, you don't need to make a fucking investigation check for someone in a village of 20. Yeah, you don't like immediately find him as soon as you step out of the building, but as you like turn around a house, there he is. And he's like just finishing up. He's like, all right, that's 20. Oh, hey. Yeah, I mean everyone's here aside from, well, I guess Purnell's still technically here. I couldn't count their livers. Turns out people don't want me cutting into them.
Did anybody look
So,
injured or nervous?
Nervous, yes. I'd say just about everyone I spoke to seemed pretty nervous. No one seemed injured. No one had that weird yellowy tint that the body had. But
Wait,
Hmm.
the body did look yellow?
yeah, I forgot to mention that to you. I mean, it's a liver. If it doesn't have like the liver, there'd be jaundice.
Cool.
I think we have options. We can go either talk to the mayor again or talk to the other witnesses.
Yeah, the other witnesses, we don't know what they saw.
Yeah, let's go talk to the witnesses. The mayor seemed pretty useless.
Or he might
Fair.
be the problem.
Right. Let's talk to the witnesses first, and then.
I'm assuming as she said that, the mayor walks by. I was like, hey, how you doing?
What did you say?
I heard that.
The guard would have pointed out like the main witnesses, which were people who had been out on the water at the time, but they would have seen whatever they saw from while they were fishing. But yeah, it's like 3 of the fishermen.
How far can they see?
Yeah, I've got some suspicions about these witnesses.
They're pretty easy to find. They're all just kind of still hanging around the dock, actually, at this point. It's 2 men, 1 woman. They're all human.
Good.
Cool. Hey guys, so one by one, can you tell us what you saw today?
And state your name first, please.
Yeah, the first one to go is the woman, actually. She's like, hi, I'm Clarette. I was out on the water with August here. We were catching some fish. We saw Cade walk out walk from the pier up to the house. We heard some screaming and saw him running away. We didn't actually, or at least I didn't actually see anything in the house, but I mean, Purnell's dead. Cade was running away. It
Could you
had
tell?
to have been him.
Could you tell who was screaming?
I mean, it sounded like Purnell.
But you don't know.
I mean, he didn't shout, Purnell, I'm screaming.
Cool. August, buddy, what'd you see?
Yeah, I was on the water, and same thing pretty much. Saw Cade walk into the house, heard the screams, saw him run away. I thought I saw something through the window. I can't really say what it was, but I thought I saw maybe like the glint of the dagger or something off the sunrise.
How much time passed between seeing that glint of the whatever it was and seeing Cade running?
I mean, it was a minute or 2 maybe. And then the last guy steps forward and he's like, I was further away on the water from them at a slightly different angle. I mean, I didn't see anything on the inside either. I saw Cade go in, heard the scream. From the angle I was at, though, I didn't really see him run out. At that point, I was trying to get back to the shoreline because I heard the screams, thought I'd help out, try to figure out what happened. By the time I got there, though.
What kind of screams were they? Were they like calls for help or like screaming like they were being tortured in agony?
I mean, it just seemed like a sort of a call for help-ish kind of scream of someone stabbing you.
Stabbing you in the throat?
I'm not really an expert on screams.
That's fair.
Well, something to think about, I just thought about. If you get a knife to the throat, can you scream?
No.
I guess if you saw it coming, like if they were threatening you first and then they stabbed you. Or maybe there was a scuffle before. I'm going to pull out the human liver and show it to them and ask, have you ever seen this before?
Not in a hand or from a person.
But you seem to know it's from a person.
Suspicious.
I mean, that sure as hell ain't from a fish.
That's true. Is anything about this suspicious to you?
Liver, tell us what's going on.
A person holding a liver? Yeah, that's a little suspicious.
August or Clarette, did you say you guys saw the glint of a dagger going in? Maybe?
Oh, no, I did.
Oh.
Something shiny.
Yeah, I saw like something shine. And after hearing what happened, I assumed it would have been the dagger.
Should we go back and investigate the dagger?
Like we should just, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, gang. This is a tough one.
I mean, I'm still fine with leaving the boy to his fate, but like
we've absolved the boy. We can go to the mayor and absolve the boy.
I guess we could go tell the mayor what we have discovered and that
Thrown up every single time you pulled out that liver.
That's true. He's a pretty squeamish little thing.
I wonder
he's like a few feet away, like from the conversation, just kind of like in the fetal position on the ground, like bringing it out.
All right, well, he does that. I'm gonna lean down and I'm gonna just say, Cade, buddy, pal, I need to ask you, when you found Purnell, did you scream like a little bitch? Like really loud?
Probably.
Okay.
Maybe. I wouldn't call myself that, but
fair enough.
Probably.
Fair enough. You're doing a great job with what you're doing. You're welcome. You just keep doing this.
Screaming or vomiting?
Both. You're you're a pro at it, and you're that's what your role in the team is.
I'm in the team now? I thought I was still a fisherman.
Yeah, I never voted him on the team.
Guys, I'm trying to be nice.
That requires majority.
Every D&D
Ludo.
party needs a pet.
I'm trying to be super nice, guys. We're not. This asshole's not on our team. He can very clearly hear everything we're saying.
Let's tell the mayor we think he's innocent, and I don't know, maybe show him the liver.
Can I? Well, on the way to the mayor's, can we grab the
Throw it
dagger
down.
though?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go look at the dagger and go to the mayor's.
Yeah, and while we're doing that, I'm just going to throw out there is like, well, here's my theory of what I can. This is a guess. Whoever did it, we don't know, and that makes no sense. And they also got his liver. Cool, but the person screaming was Yahoo right here, Cade. I think Cade was the one screaming, and that's who everybody heard. Not because it's a dagger to the throat. I mean, yeah, you could scream probably before, but I don't know. It seems to line up that this guy would yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, if not, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Grasping at straws, people.
Would we have fingerprinting technology for this dagger before we pull it out of the body and take it with us?
Like a magic spell or something?
Yeah, like, I don't know. Would we have any way of that sort of investigation?
You could investigate the dagger for fingerprints, and then there would potentially be a way to take them.
I don't see criminology
So-
on my stat sheet.
Yeah, I would say if someone wants to make an investigation check, you
Alright,
can.
An investigation check.
Go, Laura.
Oh,
Laura.
Didn't go well. It's going to be a 10.
Okay.
We can
You actually there is it's not it's the like blood that is splattered up onto the dagger. You can notice what looks like a finger mark. It doesn't have like the print on it, but you can see you can see the smudge of a finger, and you can see the imprint of it, but there's no like noticeable the grooves of the print aren't on it. It just looks like a fingerprintless thumb.
So is there anything special about the dagger? Does it look like something that would be found in a small fishing village, or is it like fancy or bejeweled or anything like that?
It's certainly a nicer dagger. It's definitely not just like some cheaply made like fisherman's knife or something like that. Like this is legitimately like a nicely enough crafted dagger. I wouldn't say there's anything distinguishing about it in the sense of like being out of place. It more just looks maybe like it would be a family heirloom or a memento of sorts, like something of that kind of appearance. Something with value, but not necessarily something of like extremely rare value.
So no like weird sigils on it or anything.
No.
All right. Does anyone want to do anything with the dagger before I pull it out of this guy's neck?
Lick it.
Stand back a little bit.
Is there anything we can do to identify anything more about the dagger?
Ooh, can I tell from the way it's inserted into his neck, was it a downward angle or an upward angle?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
I got a 3. How can I be bad at rolling with real dice and with an app? I don't understand.
Everybody, Laura's our Will Wheaton of the group.
Why am
I'm
I
not
so
gonna lie.
bad at this?
I had never used the dice you used for that one shot.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't.
so you were the first. You were the first person to have used them. So I didn't know how they were going to roll. They rolled so badly that I immediately retired them. I've never used them. But so yeah, with that, the dagger came at an angle.
Okay. Well,
It
I'm
was
going
a stabby angle.
a stabby stab. All right. I'm going to very clumsily yank this dagger out of his neck and stick it in my bag next to the liver.
Yeah, you take a bloody dagger. There's a nice little spurt of blood. Slide it into the bag. You hear a little like as the knife kind of hits the liver in your bag. Cade once again is like by the door, like breathing heavily, like
That's
arms against the door frame, like.
See, you're the best one to do this, man. This is why we leave this to you. You're doing it.
Thanks.
Yep. All right, so let's go to the mayor. Opposing Roles is presented by D4K Studios and is produced in conjunction with Nick Argenbright and co-produced by Ashley Carlson and Catherine Ranella. Our game system for this episode is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition by Wizards of the Coast. Our cast is William Scarborough as the Dungeon Master, with Laura Spires as Magmus Scortus, Isaiah Shulwitz as Tenacity, Jessica Gibson as Vin Diesel, and Nick Argenbright as Ludo. Our second season has also been made possible by our Kickstarter backers, such as Woos, Yannick, Doug Poeta, Christopher LeBlanc, Andrew, Kenny, Jerome Wetzel, Casey May, Anonymous, Tavia Ordway, Anthony Portillo, Jen and Brian Petrie, Guest 16555425418, Laura Spires, Kimberly Barr, Kyle Jepson, Becky Horseman, Kevin Heyman, Jaleesa James, Ariel Wiles, Max Messick, Kyle Keckley, Vivian Lermond, Night Gig Studios, Dave Olson, Shannon Marie Watts, Ian Gardreau, Nikhil Makija. Music for the show provided by Derek Shire and Pink Zebra featuring Benji Jackson. Please support our musicians by checking out the show notes for their respective links. We are, of course, on Twitter and Instagram under the username GoodBadGeeky. Follow that for updates on all the different projects I'm involved in, including Opposing Roles. Dungeons & Dragons and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademark property of Wizards of the Coast, and Opposing Roles does not imply any endorsement, affiliation, or sponsorship by the copyright and trademark holders unless otherwise noted. Opposing Roles is a production of D4K Studios.